the Falcons' plan, like, I don't know if they really thought they were getting Deshaun Watson, so they didn't have a plan other than let's just go get Marcus Mariota and then we'll figure it out after that. That just feels like what they're doing. Well, we didn't get Deshaun and Matt wants out. We pissed him off. He's gone. Let's get Marcus Mariota. He's available. Now we'll figure it out after that, what we're going to do next. And there really aren't many options. Jimmy G is out there. The 49ers are trying to trade him. I've heard they're looking for a couple of second-round picks. I've actually heard they're telling people they have a couple of second-round picks offered to them by someone, and the reaction is, well, you should take it then if you're getting 2 second-round picks for Jimmy Garoppolo at this point. But there just aren't. I mean, the quarterback carousel has spun. Some big names have changed teams, and there isn't much left out there unless hey, I don't rule out anything at this point. I mean, there's all sorts of crazy stuff that can happen in the NFL. Crazy stuff has happened. Crazy stuff will happen. And we mentioned Baker Mayfield. I don't know if I want Baker Mayfield if I'm the Falcons, because he doesn't feel like a long-term answer either. That's the thing. They're going to potentially fall into this same mode the Colts have been in, where it's short-term guy, short-term guy, short-term guy, tread water with short-term guy, and hope long-term answer materializes in a burning bush or something. Right? There's the Colts. I mean, the Falcons may be in this same mess where they're just ricocheting around from veteran quarterback to veteran quarterback, Mike.
Listen, I agree. But so what were the solutions for Atlanta? We try for Deshaun Watson. If we get Deshaun Watson, we know we have our quarterback for the next at least half a decade, hopefully more, and we start building around that. We didn't get Deshaun Watson. We knew we were going to have an ending here with Matt Reiner. That's what materialized. So now what's the plan? And this is a good plan. Again, get somebody that Arthur Smith, the coach, was with in Tennessee, and Marcus Mariota. He knows him, a good bridge. But now you have to come up with another plan because Mariota ain't it. So what's the plan? Is it drafting a quarterback in this draft, of which, we're not sure of too many things? Is it waiting for another draft? Is it waiting for another free agent? Or another possible trade of a quarterback, in a year or so down the road. So those are their options. I'm sure you would hope you're smart enough to say, if A doesn't happen, what's B? And then if B doesn't happen, what's C? You got to run down your list. And so where they are on the list is, okay, we have a guy maybe for a year or two that could be our bridge. And even if we draft someone, then we kind of bring them along and see what happens. So I think that's probably that had to be A, B, C. No, not A. A was Deshaun Watson. B or C of their plans. And we'll see. Now we'll see. Will Baker go to Seattle? Will Seattle be in this? I know they're the supposed love of Pete Carroll of Drew Lock, but listen, I don't know about that one either. So, you have a couple of teams that, like the Colts, 7 years in a row, different starting quarterback. Is that where Atlanta's going to end up? Is that where Seattle's going to end up until either a new young crop of quarterbacks come in to one of these teams and starts the building process? Or are we just doing, free agency and or trade? So really the two left, I think, is Baker and Jimmy G, right? That's really about it.
The reality for the Falcons, too, and this is a point Chris Sims made last week as the teams were lining up to meet with Deshaun Watson, that the Panthers, Saints, and Browns all pursued Watson. The Falcons were a team that was just kind of minding their own business. And Watson said, I'd like to meet with you. And the Falcons were like, with us? You want to? Well, that's an interesting development. And so Watson pulls them to the table. Watson gets them to undermine their relationship with Matt Ryan irreparably and doesn't go play for them. At least the other ones jumped in knowing, like the Browns jumped in knowing we're going to fracture for good our relationship with Baker Mayfield. The Falcons are just like, yeah, hey, it was reported, restructuring, done deal, drop the cap number, $12 million from 48.66 to 36.66. It would have been the highest cap number in NFL history. Instead, they don't get Watson, and they take the biggest dead cap charge in one season in NFL history because they lost Ryan. I would love to have access tonight to someone from the Falcons who would tell me the truth about what the hell happened.
Well,
with I mean, and is it as simple as a week ago, Matt Ryan was our guy, and now he isn't our guy, not because we were ready to move on from him?
To me, this is simple, Mike. This is simple. If it was, in fact, Deshaun Watson's people that reached out to Atlanta then had a decision. And this goes to Arthur Blank. Any decision on Deshaun Watson and what he's going through, and I know we'll get into it, that's going to come from the owner. And it's going to be the president, the GM, the coach, all looking at the owner and saying, okay, we'd like to go after this guy, but you obviously have final say with what's going on, what he's being accused of, where we are in the legal system, blah, blah, blah. We all know we'll get into. So Arthur Blank has to make that decision that says, go ahead. And as soon as you make that decision, as soon as you say, we're going to talk to him, you damn well better know the ramifications of that decision, which is going to be Matt Ryan sees it. And Matt Ryan, while we know it's a business, says, okay, you guys are looking for my replacement. Let's see where I can go. I'll go ahead and push my $7.5 million a few days. Let's see what we can work out. So this is on Atlanta saying, yes, we will meet with you, because that starts a whole chain, a whole domino effect of things once you said yes.
Yeah, here's Arthur Blank's statement on Matt Ryan, and I think I have it here in the event that I'm not able to read this. I can kind of read it. I don't need glasses for this. Matt Ryan has been the epitome of a franchise quarterback during his time here in Atlanta. He has represented this organization with great class, professionalism, and leadership both on and off the field over the past 14 years. It is difficult to overstate what he has meant to me personally, our organization, his teammates, and our fans. And you know what? This is another reason why Matt Ryan has every right to be pissed off, Mike. Because think about the state of the Falcons when he arrived April of 2008 as the third overall pick in the draft. And I had heard for years, and I've also heard well, it's not true, but there had been kind of a rumor that had been baked into the legend of the NFL that the Falcons were ready to take Glenn Dorsey, if you remember him, with the third overall pick in the draft. But Arthur Blank wanted a new face of the franchise, wanted a new quarterback post Mike Vick. 2007 was the Mike Vick fiasco. Bobby Petrino quits on the team in December of that year, just disappears, just ghosts the Falcons. And so Ryan shows up as the guy who makes everyone forget about Mike Vick and all of the stuff that was going on with Vick that maybe the Falcons should have known more about or anything about, as the case may be. And now the relationship between Ryan and the Falcons craters because the guy's got 22 pending civil lawsuits alleging sexual misconduct during massage therapy sessions. I mean, that's another reason for Ryan to say, what the hell? Like, I've been the guy who's been squeaky clean, no problems, no issues, no controversies, no anything. His only fault is he's boring because he doesn't do anything. He's just go home after work and come back the next morning. It's all he ever does. This was, and listen, I say this, I am a monster fan of Matt Ryan, both off the field and on the field, things he does off the field and how he's played on the field. I am a huge fan of him, and I hope he has incredible success with the Colts. I think he can. But what it comes down to, we talk about personal relationship, business decision, and it's about everybody there. Once Arthur Blank said yes to Deshaun Watson to talk to him, that team had decided, boy, if we get him, we're going to take him, because when we put up Deshaun Watson now and we put up Matt Ryan now, we'd rather have Deshaun Watson because he's younger, he's mobile, he's put up great numbers, he's got a longer future now than Matt Ryan. So for the right now, they felt that Deshaun Watson was going to be better for Atlanta overall for the next, again, you don't want a year-to-year quarterback. You think the Colts want to be doing what they're doing? I guarantee you they don't. You want to know you have that guy. And for Atlanta, they looked at that and said, okay, if we get him, he is going to be our guy for a while. Maybe not as long as Matt Ryan, but still, we know we have him and can start building around the centerpiece, which is the quarterback. So again, it's a conscious decision that you're making. Again, a business decision, a football decision that said, right now, Deshaun Watson is a better quarterback for us than Matt Ryan. So we're going to go after him. But as I said, as soon as you do that, you watch those fun little domino things where you line them all up. As soon as you do that, you flick that first domino and it just starts to knock them all down. And then you have to wait till where you see you at the end of that.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.